Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc., or if you're new around here, welcome to Software Inc., a game all about building and running a hugely successful software development company from the year 1980 for basically as long as you like. You get to build your offices, you get to hire your employees, design your software. It's such a good time, and it's become a bit of a yearly tradition around here that we play this basically every January. So here we are. It's a new year. It's a new series. And I guess all that's left to say is let's get to it. Let's get started. Let's start a new game in Software Inc. So it's probably going to surprise none of you that the company name I'm looking for here is going to be Nerdrosoft. This over here is the Nerdrosoft logo. Some of these have been created by people in the community. There's a bunch of downloads for Nerdrosoft logos all through Software Inc., which is just kind of amazing. There's like 3 of them here, and I love this. Only one of them has the colors the right way around, though. Although I will say, I think that's because originally it did look like this. I think somewhere along the way, I remade the logo and I rotated it the wrong way, basically. I think that's what happened. So the logo, as far as I'm concerned now, the one that appears in last year's series and in this one, and that's on t-shirts, is the one with the light blue at the top, not the purple. But I love this. This makes me so happy, and I love this every single time. Anyway, we're using this version of the logo, which is one that I've slightly edited to have rounded corners on the squares, because that is what the logo looks like. And of course, the company name is going to be Nerdrosoft, as it always is. Our initial founder is going to be me, because of course it is, and we're going to be starting with $35,000, $10,000 of which is a loan that gets paid back monthly over 5 years at $282 for a total repayment of $16,914, just in case you were curious. Now, when it comes to me as a founder, I want to say that my creativity is going to be visionary. Now, creativity determines the quality of ideas that your founder will generate as a lead designer when developing new products. Creativity is innate and cannot improve with training. It is not recommended to increase this on your first playthrough. Now, what you'll notice about creativity is that being a visionary makes my skills just generally less. I have less skill available to me across the board here. But what I can do is focus on games, which I want my character to do this time. And in terms of all my development and specialization points, I've already assigned all of these. So I'm going to be really good at 2D design and 2D programming with a decent bit of skill in 2D art. I'm kind of mid when it comes to audio design and programming and system design and programming, and I'm pretty bad but passable at audio art. I'm not doing anything for hardware right now because we will eventually need to just hire an entire hardware studio to make consoles and phones and all that good stuff. So that's something we can do way down the line. And just in case you were curious, my HR skill is 3, automation 3, socialization is 1. The reason it's set up this way is because if I assign myself as a team leader with level 3 HR, I can automatically handle hiring new employees. With level 2, I can handle their education. Level 1 is complaints and salaries. With automation, level 1 accesses project management, which means I can start to automate the releases from the team that my character runs. That's not something we're going to be doing early on, but it is an option and it's going to be important down the line. Level 2 is sequels, iterations, and frameworks, and then level 3 is post-release tasks, like post-release updates, expansions, just general support, I think. And then socialization is boosting team compatibility. It makes everyone just that little bit happier, which is going to be good for us. Then in services, I'm level 3 support, which means I can file bug reports, I can handle 2 support tickets, and I have a chance to fix a bug, which is good. It should mean that when, I release a game or an audio tool or a 2D editor, I can sort of help look after it once it's gone out there. And then finally, one last little thing I want to point out is that because my character is a visionary, he's going to want a private office. He gets royalties, so 5% of gross revenue from anything he designs, he gets that. and he also owns the intellectual property of whatever he designs, which means he has the exclusive right to design sequels and takes all trade income for any IP that he helps to create. What that means is that, say Nerdrasoft gets into some trouble and we have an intellectual property, say an audio tool that he has designed that is relatively valuable as an IP, we cannot sell that to get Nerdrasoft out of trouble, because the money from that trade goes to me and not the company, and there's nothing I can do about that. I can't take personal money from this character and put it into the company, so that's something to be mindful of. Hopefully it doesn't become a problem, but if it does, it'll be a problem. Anyway, it's not just going to be me that's running Nerdrasoft this time around. Usually we'll go for a team of, say, 3, and usually we have Bob Newby from The Sims fame, and we would have Bella Goth also from The Sims fame. I'm not thinking we're going to go for a team of 3 this time, because honestly it does get a little bit easy. I think a team of 2, and my second in command is going to be Sandra McCarthy. Now, Sandra is a character that sort of came about in one of the previous series, I don't remember which one, but she eventually took over sort of in the narrative that we created as the CEO of Nerdrasoft. My character got old, because he does do that. They both start out at 20 years old, but they retire, I think, at 61 or 62. And then when that happens, you need someone else to run the company. That's who Sandra was. She became the CEO of Nerdrasoft in a previous series. Think of this whole thing like a multiverse. This time around, Sandra is a founder of Nerdrasoft, and she is gonna have ordinary creativity because I cannot afford to give her her own office from the jump. She is better at audio than I am. She's okay at 2D, and our system skills are about the same. This means that if we make a game, she can do the audio, I can do the 2D. If we make an audio tool, she can lead that. If we make a 2D editor, I can lead that. It kind of gives us 3 options from the jump, which is absolutely fantastic. As a leader, she has the same stats that I do, because at some stage she's going to go off and lead her own team, probably an audio team. And in service, same thing again, she's probably going to go off and lead her own team. Now, in saying that, it is important to note that support tasks will eventually be taken over by dedicated teams as well. So this is all just for now. I'm basically setting these 2 up for the first few years of the company, because eventually they're not going to be doing everything. They're going to be doing their dedicated tasks that they have, and I'm sort of okay with that. Now, finally, the last little bit of prep that we have to do here is look into the custom difficulty settings, because I want to see what exactly we're dealing with. We do have some options. We could give our founders some more specialization points if we wanted to. I'm not really thinking that I want to do that, if I'm completely honest. I do like the idea of giving them more skill points, though. I think that just increases these little things down here. I'm kind of okay with that. I don't think it does anything for me, but I'm sort of okay with that. I think that's fine. We are not going to be increasing too much in here. I would like to have more time to fight any potential hostile takeovers. 6 months instead of 3 months seems like a pretty good idea. We can maybe, let's see, marketing boost window before release is 2 years. That's okay. Contract bonus income is 25%. That's fine. Employee skill gain bonus is fine. Design phase speed bonus is plus 100%. Alpha phase speed bonus is plus 5. I'm going to make that plus 15 just to speed, because the alpha phase in development, I'm actually going to go for plus 20. I know that's going to speed things up, basically, because I know from experience, from a decade of playing this game, the alpha phase can really drag sometimes. So I'm kind of okay with this. And I think that's a pretty good setup. This is me. This is Sandra. I think we're good to go. We could, if we wanted to, go for more days per month. Every time I play this game, I always see comments saying that I should do more than 1 day per month. You know what? We'll do 2. I haven't done multiple days per month in years. So this time around, we're going to do 2. I don't remember if that just slows the game down massively, but that's what we're going to do. We're starting in 1980. We have $35,000. We have 2 founders with 2 days per month and a slightly custom difficulty. We are Nerdrasoft with our logo. And oh boy, I am so excited. We are going to be starting as we mean to go on in Garage Inc. Oh boy, let's get to it. Oh, here we are. It's so good to be back. I'm so excited about this. Can I lease that space over there? No. I like the big window here. It'd be really cool to lease the entire house. It makes sense that I can't. It's supposed to be a garage, but oh man, I'm so excited. I'll tell you what we are going to do though. Right off the rip, we are going to lease this side room here because my character needs a private office. So we're going to go into build mode instantly. We're going to make it daytime so I can see what I'm doing. And we basically need to build out a nice office space here. Now, I also need to kind of save money. We have $34,000 right now, so we could go for the nice $300 desk. That is certainly an option that we have. We could put it right there, but I think instead we're going to go for this table is what we're going to do. We're going to go for this table right here and right here. And that is, I think that was what, $90 each. I could just go for one of these. I don't need 2, but we're going to go for the 2 anyway. In terms of chairs, we're going to go for the executive chair because the ergonomics are neutral, which means that we're not going to be hurting sitting at this thing, and it's going to live right about there. And this is basically going to become my office. We'll do some detailing and decorating shortly. In this space, we're going to want to get a table here, and we'll probably want to get more tables in here because eventually we are going to hire some more employees, but for now, this will be okay. I think we can maybe get a little cubicle wall just alongside that to enclose it a little bit. And we'll do a little old computer right about there with the executive chair right about there and a little old computer right about there as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And that's about everything we need other than lighting. Now we do have some options for that as well. We have these $30 lamps, which are decent. We have these thin hanging lamps for $200. I think given that these guys are $30, we're gonna stick with these. Is my thinking. I think that's probably fair enough. Is what that is. I would like to get them. I'd like to sort of brighten up the space as much as I can. I guess we'll do 2 of them right there. We'll do 1, 2 right about there. That's probably gonna be enough for this room. If I'm completely honest, I think we'll get away with that. This is probably too much for this room, if anything, but that'll be fine, unless I put it like there and there. That doesn't really change anything. It just sort of rotates them, which is fine, but yeah, they'll live over there is what they'll do. Now, like I said, this is more or less everything that we need for this space, but I do want to make sure that my employees are gonna be happy with their work environment. So something we can do is build something like a vending machine. I don't think my founders will actually use a vending machine, but if we hire anybody, they will need somewhere to go and get some food, and they will go out here and eat their food. So we'll get this thing kind of ahead of time. We'll get it now so that, you know, once we do get around to hiring somebody, we don't have to get that thing at that point. We can do a little clock in here to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of our employees. I don't know if that's going to impact my founders, but we'll get that anyway. We could get something like a water cooler so that we have somewhere for people to get a little glass of water. I'm kind of, man, you know that my brain's just instantly given me like a core memory placing that water cooler. When I was a kid, my gran worked for a relatively upmarket suit kind of tailor company. They had an office here in Northern Ireland, but they were based out of, it was one of the London ones. And the office was just an office. It was nothing fancy, but they had a water cooler in it. And I just vividly remember being a kid and loving the little paper, like triangle, like pyramid cups that you would get from water coolers. For some reason, they were the coolest thing. And it was always the coldest, most refreshing. And man, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say this, it's going to sound weird, but crispy. It was crispy water. And I completely understand if you don't know what I mean by that. But I feel like if you've ever had water from a water cooler that's had that like super cold vibe, I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. At least I hope you know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I sound like a crazy person. But yeah, that's fine. Let's go for a nice dark floor in here. I think the walls, I sort of want to go for like a nice blue for the walls in here. I think that's going to be kind of nice. And then for this office over here, I kind of want the floor to be a little darker, a little closer to like red there, a little darker again, a little bit more saturated. I think about there is pretty good. And then the walls can be maybe just a sort of white. No, that seems kind of boring. I think we go for like the same shade of blue, just because we can. I think we'll go for that same shade of blue in the office just there. And that seems okay. I like that. I like the dark floor in here. I think that's all right. I think these tables are going to get swapped out for dark tables, whereas in here, maybe we grab the color of the floor and assign that to these tables. That could be kind of interesting. So it's the same type of wood, I guess, that's on that table there. That seems completely fine by me. I am going to just hide our ceiling fixtures because I don't really need to see those right now. And is there anything else that I need to place in here at the moment? A ceiling fan is going to cool the room a little bit. I think this place, given that it has a radiator and a vent, I don't know that we need to do that. Although I will tell you what I would like to do. And this is something that I've been waiting for an excuse to do this, and I'm just excited about it, basically. So in Software Inc. for the longest time, they've had these paintings. And it's always been the same 3 paintings. It's been the tree, it has been the computer, and then it's been the best boy, the Software Inc. cat. And if you know about the Software Inc. cat, then you know about the Software Inc. cat. I love this guy. He's great. He's you know that moment in the Simpsons where it's like, do it for her, and it's like, I think Homer has like a picture of Maggie or so. It's something like that. That Software Inc. cat is the equivalent of that, but in Software Inc. Do it for him, the best boy. We'll also see him running around somewhere at some point, I'm sure. There are some new animals. There's ducks, as far as I'm aware, and there's a raccoon as well, but the Software Inc. cat is the OG. Anyway, all of that is to say that you might have noticed we have some different image options here, and they are called images for a reason. And that is because you can place this. Oh, by the way, they've also adjusted it so you can put decorations anywhere on a table now, which I think is fantastic. So we can put this image here, and initially it has the Software Inc. Computer. But if I was to click this button, you'll notice there's some different images in here. One of them being the channel icon, one of them being this guy. You can put your own images into the game now, and I kind of love this. So I'm going to put the channel icon right there because I can. But what I'd really like to do is put this giant image right there and then put this guy on that wall. So that is what I like to imagine the like 1980s version of the Nerdrosoft logo would be. At least like the word mark for the company. And you might have noticed I've made a bunch of these already. There's like 4 of them in there. I love that that's a thing you can do. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy that you can do this. I have put some ridiculous pictures in here just so we're clear. They're obvious. They've been removed since, this one, for example. I think that's going to be, firmly staying on my wall right there. But yeah, no, that's a thing you can do. And I have a really cool idea for that. I want to, whenever we make something successful, I want to go into Photoshop and make like cover art for it. And I might make that part of an episode. I might make that like, if there's an episode where we're going to do some cover art for something, I might just make that a part of the episode. Oh, no. I don't want to open this. I don't need to. No, we're not putting more things in there. We're fine with just my logo right there. So yeah, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing as a part of an episode, just me in Photoshop. It'll be like a time lapse for 30 seconds where we make the cover art for something. And on that note, if you have any suggestions for operating systems, video games, audio tools, 2D editors, 3D editors, hardware, if you have suggestions for the names of those, let me know in the comments or let me know over on Discord. There is a Discord link in the video description, and there is a thread over on the Discord server where you can suggest, names for different things in Software Inc. So I think with all of that out of the way, we've got everything we would need now. Aside from maybe a couch, because we are going to have to hire some employees to maintain things. But I think we're good. I think we're okay. All I would like to do maybe is put a little plant just in the back of my office. I'd like to rotate that a little bit so it's not sticking through all of the walls. And yeah, that should be fine. I think we're good. Can I do, just out of curiosity, actually, I know I'm getting distracted really badly, but can I put this anywhere on the table? Oh, I totally can. Oh, that's the coolest thing. Okay. I want to move this. I want to move this forward. I want it to be there. I want this light to be, is this not a thing I can do? Can I put it like there? I really love that you can just sort of freeform place things on tables now. That's kind of the coolest thing. I'm gonna be honest. I really, really like that. And here we are. We have my two founders in the garage, in the office. Man, I forgot how good the lighting is in this game these days. I really, it's wild. It's wild going and remembering what this game used to look like. Anyway, now that we're here, we kind of need to get to work. So what I would like to do is go into my teams. We have my core team, which we're going to say is that blue color. We're going to go into the employees and we're instantly going to say that I am the team leader as my sort of main thing. And I can do all this other stuff. It's fine. We're just going to sort of set me up as the team leader, which is fine. What we can do is then right click on this and say this room is limited to leaders only. So I will be using that room exclusively. And if we go to the core team and we go to HR management, we can say I'm going to handle wages. I am going to maybe, do we want to do role selection? Sure. So I think this has changed since I last played. I don't remember exactly how this works, but I think the gist of it, I should mention I've put a couple of hours into this before sitting down to record it. So I have a rough idea of how this works. Basically, I think if their skill is 80% or higher, they get assigned to a primary role. If their skill in something else is like 20%, they get that as a secondary. So we'll kind of set this up and that'll be fine. We can say people need to be educated. We'll educate maybe one at a time. And specializations on this team will be for systems, 2D, audio. I'm going to say networking and 3D as well, but not hardware. And then for services, we're just going to do support. And that's what we're going to be teaching people in. When it comes to hiring, we're going to do similar for the specialization. So system, 2D, 3D, audio, networking. And we're not going to hire people for support, but we will train them in that if it comes to it. And for traits, we probably want fast learners so that they will increase their skill and acquire specializations faster. We probably don't want any night owls because there will be people that want early mornings. That's going to be a bit of a problem. We most likely don't want anyone that's going to break their computer. That's going to be kind of expensive for us. We probably, let's see. We probably don't want anyone dragging in more dirt because that's going to mean more cleaners. I don't care if they walk slower. I think we can kind of deal with that. Occasionally forgetting their specialization could be kind of a problem. Can't stand dirty or ugly environments. I think we'll go with this is what we'll do. We don't want people that are forgetful. We don't want cup holders. We don't want old souls. We don't want night owls, but we do want fast learners. And that should be fine. Now we are going to be sticking with low salaries for this for the time being because we really can't afford anything beyond that. But I think this kind of keeps us okay. We're not specifically looking to hire anybody right now. So we're good. We should be fine. This really, I mean, it doesn't cost us anything. Neither of the founders takes a salary, so the monthly expenses are zero for this. This is just future-proofing for this team, which is completely fine by me. I'm also thinking that our vacation range of 2 months might be, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're doing okay. That should be, oh, wow, you can save, select. I didn't know you could save teams now. That's really cool. Okay, that's great to know. Basically, we have that all set up. We are now in a spot where we can develop things. We're now in a spot where we can create things. So if we have a look at develop software, we want to make sure that we're looking at the advanced options for developing a software. We have some choices. We can make an operating system, a 2D editor, an audio tool, a game, office software, antivirus. I am very tempted to say we make a game just because we can. I think we just make a game and see how that goes. We could do, oh boy, what do I want to do for 1980? I don't let's do an RPG. Let's do an RPG. That'll be fine. We are going to need 2 designers. It recommends 3 programmers, 2 artists. So we don't have enough programmers for this. Would I be better going for like a 2D edit? Yeah. A 2D editor off the rip is so much better. An audio tool. Wow. It really does recommend, like, a 2D editor is kind of the one to go for. It doesn't have any features, but if we made this in less than a year, it's got 11% expected interest. What if we did layers? That recommends 4 programmers. Dynamic brushes recommends 3 programmers. We need something that gives us a good amount of expected interest. 37% recommends 4 programmers. Clip art is 29%. I'm kind of okay with that. That's sort of all right. $22.75 recommends 3 programmers, but I am a visionary, so, you know, I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, sure, that'll be fine. We are going to need to use a new framework for this. I'm not interested in using someone else's framework because we have to pay royalties for that. Although, actually, this one, what's the tech level? Do we have any modern tech levels? It's 1980. Your tech level is 1977. So no, we're definitely not using someone else's framework. We're going to use our own. I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet, but we will. Oh, I guess now is the time to figure that out. The product name. So in the past, we've gone for Pixel. We've gone for, I think, Canvas at some point. I'm kind of thinking easel, like the thing that you put your canvas on to paint, right? I'm kind of thinking easel. Whether or not I put Nerdrosoft in front of that, I don't know. It does feel fitting for like the 80s for everything to be Nerdrosoft easel, Nerdrosoft this, Nerdrosoft the other. So sure, we're going to do Nerdrosoft easel. And I realize doing Nerdrosoft easel and then doing an audio tool would be really good for then making a game, because you have to use 2D editors and audio tools to make a game. So I can use my own and not pay license fees. I think we're onto something here is what I think we're doing. And then the engine for this will be the, I don't know, Nerdrosoft, maybe Canvas or something like that. I've got no idea. Maybe it should be called Nerdrosoft Canvas, and then the engine is easel, because you put the canvas on the, yeah, we're going to do that. So Nerdrosoft Canvas, and then this is going to be easel, easel engine, I guess. Sure. That's fine. That's solid logic is what that is. Sure. We can do this in less than a year. Look, we just need an easy win. Okay. We need an easy win. If we can do this in less than a year, we can have something out in the first year of this company existing, which would be amazing. As for operating systems, we want to go by active users. We have Sloth Flash OS 3 by Count Integrated. Okay. Sure. 1.9 million active users is pretty solid. It's been out for a few years, which is fine. We're going to go for that, which I'm okay with. We're still looking at less than a year, which is good. We can look at the competition and see that the competition is, we've got Image Palette Pro, we have Color Stop 3, we have Frame Suite 3. I guess if we analyze the market, lower saturation is better. So if we were to maybe focus on drawing, that puts us kind of over here. If we look at market satisfaction and hit auto balance, it puts us way down there. Do I want to try? I never know which of these to go for, and maybe you can help me out in the comments below. This, I realize I've said this for like the last 2 or 3 years with this game, but is it better to auto balance for market satisfaction, or is it better to auto balance based on this? Because it's weird that there's 2 systems in place for balancing. I do know that when you end up with something like 80% expected interest and 20% wasted, you can move this around. Like if you notice there, if I focus way in on retouching, we have a lot of wasted interest. If I bring this down, we can, you know, sort of deal with that. So I think we're going to auto balance for now. We'll focus really hard on the design aspect of this and see how it goes. Less than a year is pretty solid. Lead designer is me. That's okay. The design team is the core team. The development team is the core team. We need a publisher, though. We don't, well, do we need funding? I don't know if we need funding. We do need marketing. We do need printing. And if we go for funding, these guys will give us 31,000. They'll give us a year to finish this. And they're going to take 50% of whatever it makes. Is there anyone, now you guys, Town Integrated, we are releasing on your operating system. You want operating system exclusivity is kind of the problem there. I'm not really interested in having this be an exclusive. That doesn't necessarily seem like a good idea because there's another operating system had about 300,000 people. We could port over to that. I don't know. I do want to limit the amount of time I have to make this though. I want to release it in 1980. So if we go for Bad Dak Interactive, they want it out in December. They'll give me 32,000. A bit less money than these guys, but they take the same percentage. You know what? Let's take the exclusivity. We'll take the exclusivity. It'll be fine. 1.9 million potential consumers. If the operating system is more successful, then we get more. On top of that, I think that's okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to develop this. We're going to start working in NerdResoft Canvas, and we will run the game a little bit. We can make this sort of a top priority, and I feel like the design phase is going really slowly because of the fact that we have 2 days per month. I feel like I've made a mistake here, is what I feel like I've done. But here's what we can do, and here's what's interesting. We can go and grab contracts if we want to. So if I wanted to make game assets or a logistics application, if we filter by price, if we take this logistics application and we set me as the lead designer on this, we accept that work, we make that a top priority, we can kind of work on this, develop it, we can promote it into beta, and then finish it with outstanding quality, and we get $12,000, basically. A lead designer is working on a project with no inspiration, which can severely impact quality. Really? Is that, I am okay. That's concerning. Maybe Sandra, now that I think about it. Cause what are you good at? I mean, neither of us are, you've got inspiration. You know what? Yeah, we'll have you be the leader of this. That'll be fine, I guess. Oh, there he is. There's the boy. There's the man himself. Oh, look at him. Look at that round unit of a cat. Oh, there's the ducks, but I love that the ducks have like way more detail than the cat. Oh my God. He never change. He's perfect. He is perfect. Oh my God. Absolute unit of a cat. Oh, I love it so much. There's a lot of ducks too. Wow. Oh, there's a little baby duck. I'm not getting distracted. I'm not. Wait, what's he doing? Oh, he's asleep. No. Oh, I need to get away from him. I love it so much. Oh, I really do. Wait, what is that? Is that another one? Oh, that's a little tabby cat. Oh, I love him. That's so good. I saw something up. There's deer. Oh, okay. There's a lot going on around here. What is this? It's another cat. That's another cat. It's a little ginger cat. I love it. By the way, I just want to take a moment. When do we start calling these orange cats? I don't get, it's always been ginger, right? It's not always been ginger. Like, if we not always, like, when I was growing up, they were ginger. You didn't call them orange cats. They were ginger cats. I don't know where this change came about or why, but it's always been weird to me. I've never really understood it, is all I'm getting at. Anyway, we'll speed things up a little bit here. It is now February of 1980. It might not be a bad idea to take another contract here for something like an embedded system. We could give it to Sandra, for example, and see if we can get this done nice and quickly. Because if we can, it's another decent little chunk of change. We do have enough time to do this, so we'll develop it. Oh, wow, no inspiration again. Okay, so working on multiple things is draining their inspiration pretty severely. That's not ideal. If we were to maybe assign me as the leader of this again, is that going to help us out? Not really too sure why that's going on or how that's going on, but yeah, that's definitely got me slightly concerned. If we look at the project details on this as well, we do have the recommended number of designers. We do only have one programmer and one artist, apparently, which is interesting. Have we accidentally assigned people to different roles? We kind of haven't. So Sandra is secondary in service, which is fine, I guess. That is, yeah, that's interesting, is what that is. I'm also wondering if we could just hire a third person now. Now that we have, what, is my inspiration drained already? Oh my God. Why is my, what's going on with me? Let me have a look here. So my inspiration, so lead designers need inspiration to generate good ideas, and it will slowly drain as they use it during the design phase. Inspiration won't affect an employee's creativity until the bar is below the center line. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to complicate things is what that's going to do. Do I want to get, I mean, I feel like we have enough money. $80,000 is pretty good. I also feel like we should cold cleaning to tidy up this floor a little bit. It's a little bit messy in there, and I don't necessarily appreciate that. So just making sure the place is nice and clean, I think is going to be really important. And you know, I think we are going to look for another employee. I think this is a pretty solid idea. We'll get some room dividers just in here. This will be the little space that they have to work in, which is miserable looking, but they'll manage. If we go to the core team though, and we go to HR management, we have a programmer. What do we need? We need, what do we need here? We have the designers, programmers, maybe? I guess. I mean, I feel like I should hire them myself for now. So we're looking for a programmer who can also be a designer. Your salary is going to be low because I just absolutely am not paying more than I can afford. We need to filter by compatibility for the core team. Your specialization, what are we looking at here again? So it's a lot of 2D is what we're looking for. So we'll go for 2D and that'll be all right. We'll begin looking, we'll filter by skill, and we have Edna Hobbs over here. Now Edna is okay at things. Do we have anyone with more skill in anything than Edna? We do not. Okay, I'm gonna look again, is what I'm gonna do. I want 2D and I want systems. We'll begin looking now. Oh, all right, well, that's fine. Let's go for, I guess we go for Edna. I mean, your compatibility is normal, so you're gonna get on with them fine. You can walk it off, you're unfazed, you're forgetful. We didn't really want forgetful, but sure. I guess that's what we do. I mean, you can't do any design stuff is the problem. And that's actually a really big concern, because if I put you on this task as a designer, you're gonna contribute basically nothing to it. So, that might be risky. Do I hire 2 people is the question. Do I hire 2 people? I feel like I don't. We're gonna get Edna is what we're gonna do. Edna's gonna come in and hopefully help things out a little bit is what we're gonna do. Now what we can do here is go all in on designing Canvas if we want to. We can have Canvas have multiple design iterations. I'm not really interested in doing that. Once we're through iteration 1 into iteration 2, we are just going to start developing this because it needs to go out in December of this year and it's coming up on April. So thankfully, I think the alpha phase is going to go relatively quickly. Everyone here is a capable programmer, so it's not really the end of the world if we don't have a great design phase, because we can, if we want to, spend some money, $15,000 exactly, to review Canvas. We can outsource that review and see, you know, is it any good? I'm probably not gonna do that, to be honest with you, because I just don't feel like I can spare $15,000 to review it. But I'm hoping this thing gets to a good place. The art is severely lacking, which isn't great, but sure, we'll see how that goes. We also spent $10,000 last month. What was that on? Salaries, on hiring, on construction, on bills, and on the loan itself. Okay. here's a question. Can I pay off my loan? Is that a thing I can do? Nerd yourself just found it here. That's fine. If I look into, it's down here, isn't it? Accounting, finances, loans. So this one, if I could pay this out. I'm only going to save a little bit of money, but I'm going to pay that out. So we're going to pay $9,500. I will avoid paying $6,568 in remaining interest. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're only saving like $250 a month, but at this stage of the game, $250 a month it's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And you know, now that we're about halfway through May, I think I'm going to pick up another embedded system just because we can. I think we're going to set Sandra as the lead of the embedded system contract, just because, again, we can. I'm going to make that a top priority, so we get through it nice and quickly, and we get a little boost of money into the company. So we'll go ahead and develop this. We can promote it. We can fix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bugs and get it out there with outstanding quality, which is exactly what we're looking for. And that's okay. We're doing all right. We are building a bit of a business reputation through the contracts that we're taking. We are actually looking pretty good on Canvas right now. We're coming up on we are about halfway through the year. And again, this does need to go out in December. So it being over halfway done is great news. The concern that I have is that the art is lacking on a 2D editor, but sure, I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm sure that'll be okay. Looking in here so far, we have spent some money on bills. My bills have gone up a little bit there as well, which I don't necessarily love, but that's all right. I'm sure. I'm sure that's fine. Do we maybe take another contract? We could do another embedded system. We could do a logistics application. Let's do a logistics application, and let's put, we'll put Sandra on that as well, just to make sure that everything's okay. Make that a top priority. I think we have to do it within the month, so we have a bit of time to do this. We can get it up to there. We can fix 2, 3, 4 bugs and finish it, and outstanding quality. So again, we're making a little bit of money there, which is fantastic news. Edna's gone on vacation. It's not great timing, Edna. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not great timing, but sure. I also really need to do something about the dirt coming in here. We could, if we wanted to, hire cleaning to come in every day, but that's going to be $1,000 per month, which is potentially more than I'm willing to spend. But also, keeping the place nice and clean is... I mean, how much is it to cold cleaning? $300 per hour? I am basically calling them every month. Oh, there he is! Oh, look at him! Look at that boy! I love him! Oh my god! Oh, look at him. My Instagram, oh my god. He's so flat. Oh, I love it. Is he asleep? No, he's just chilling. Oh, he's away. Okay. My Instagram feed is just full of raccoons. It's the best thing. Like the sound, like they're chomping carrots and berries. I love it. Love it so much. Don't go to the road. Don't go to the, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking up and go to the road. Okay. We're going to hire cleaning is what we're going to do. And we're going to have them come in at about, I'm going to say around lunchtime. So from 10 until 2, maybe a little bit later, so that the dirt from the morning gets cleaned up, and then any dirt from people walking out to get their lunch gets cleaned up as well. I think we can afford to do that. I think it makes sense to keep the place nice and clean. And hopefully that means that at some point here today, we should have, we do not have, there you are. Okay, you're going to go sit out in the rain. That's fine. There shouldn't be anyone going for lunch at the minute because neither of the founders ever get hungry or need the bathroom as far as I'm aware. It's only going to be Edna walking around that gets the place a little bit dirty. But that's fine. We can work with that. Edna's back from vacation as well. So let's see. Was my theory right? Yeah. So Edna goes out for lunch, comes back, the place gets cleaned. I think my timing on that was pretty solid actually, which is absolutely fantastic news. Very, very happy about that. I'm a little bit concerned about our finances though. So let's take another embedded system. Let's say that the lead designer on this is, ooh, I don't want Sandra to burn out, but I can't put me as the lead designer because we can't afford for Nerdsoft Canvas to suffer. So we'll just get this thing through its design phase. We'll get it through this alpha phase. We'll get a couple of bugs fixed in here. We'll go for 5 of them, which is there, and we'll finish it for outstanding quality again. And it being the end of August, we're going into September. I'm kind of wondering if we can get the code done in Canvas in a decent amount of time, because we do need to promote this into beta where we are going to fix bugs within Nerdsoft Canvas. So if we can do this, it's going to be great. It's hopefully going to be good. We probably should review it, but again, we don't have disposable income, so I'm not really willing to do that, basically. I'm not really willing to see what happens there. I am curious though to see how much money it makes. That's kind of the big thing, right? It's about to be October. Let's get the art on this. I mean, it's going up relatively quickly. I don't know that we're necessarily going to get the art to 100%, but if we could get it to like 85% and then spend November and December in beta, that might not be a bad shout, to be completely honest. We'll see. Let's see where the art gets to by the end of October. Once it hits November, we're going to promote it into beta. But this is actually more complete than I thought it was going to be. And so I'm actually relatively happy with this. I am apparently heading for bankruptcy as well. Oh, wow. Where's that money coming from? What is this? Hold on a second. Why am I spending so, oh, I see how I'm spending so much money. That checks out. Ooh, wow. We need money. Okay. Promote this into beta. Give me an embedded system contract. Give that to me because I'm gonna burn Sandra out if I'm not careful. We can make a bit of money off this contract, hopefully relatively quickly. We're gonna move this down in priorities. Develop and promote and push it out. It is outstanding. That's fine. We got a bit of money there. We're fixing a decent number of bugs inside of Canvas. We have 20 followers because the publisher is doing minimal marketing before it goes out, which is fine, I guess. Let's do another contract because, again, we sort of can. We're going to give it to Sandra just because I kind of have to. And we'll make that a top priority so that we can hopefully make about $20,000 in contracts while spending $10,000 in monthly finances. This should keep us in a relatively good spot, so we'll get that out the door with satisfactory quality. I can work with that. We have $51,000, which is great news. It is about to be December, which is fine. This thing needs to go out in December of 1980. We fixed 45 bugs. So I guess the question is it going to be a success? Is it something people are going to be interested in? Is it something that's going to make Nerdsoft money? Is it going to be what we need it to be? That's the real question. And I just don't know because it's been a year since I played this and I don't remember exactly what it takes to have your first thing be successful. What I would like to do is have a look at the market and have a look at the most recent releases. So we're doing a 2D editor. There was one released in October called Image Palette Pro 2. It has 3 stars in its reviews. By the way, software is no longer considered like bad or outstanding or whatever. It's all based on reviews. So this one, it has 150,000 active users. It's $77. It made 2.1 million in profit. That's okay. That's all right. Prior to that, the last 2D editor was in 1977. So our competitor, our direct competition, is going to be this guy from Hainware, the company. So if we look at the details, we have the find the owner. The owner is these guys. They're a relatively kind of a mid-tier company at the moment. I mean, we're one to talk. We're right here at the bottom. But, you know, we're working with the big guys. Count Integrated. They're the most valuable company on the market right now, which could mean nothing. In my experimenting in, my own time before recording, I went through a lot of companies. And by that, I mean, I was getting certain companies to publish everything, and I think by virtue of doing that, they spent more money than they had on marketing, and every single one of them went out of business. So we'll see how that goes, is what we're gonna do. We're gonna see how this goes. But here's the fun part. We're gonna see how it goes in the next episode. We've got everything set up. We are on the precipice of releasing our first piece of software. I've got no idea how it's gonna go. I'm very excited to find out, but we're gonna find out next time, because that's gonna do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.